Holy smokes, it's not a joke. That's over, Donald Trump just confirmed. We were worried about something that was ruled out. Additionally, BlackRock is bringing in a lot of liquidity, and Goldman Sachs is tripling down on cryptocurrency. We will discuss that. We will discuss the delegation from China. We'll discuss a few individuals that are genuinely rather negative on the market. I also received the day's startling statistic. You will want to watch the entire video through to the conclusion. I only ask that you smile at me lovely so that I can radiate positive energy. Smishy, hit the like button as it's free. Let's get right to the point. As of right now, XRP is up 4% for the day at $243. The cryptocurrency market as a whole has slightly heated up. It was somewhat sleepy in the morning. However, we've noticed that the markets have somewhat awakened. Actually, there hasn't been any movement in Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin's dominance is eroding to 62.97. Thus, it continued to ascend and climb and climb. Over the past 3 days, see how the dominance has retreated. Okay, so while the rest of the cryptocurrency market having a lovely pump, Bitcoin is kind of holding. Doge up 15%, and I have other meme coins. Pepe up 10%, Bread up 12%. Thus, we're witnessing the resurgence of meme coins. I went into great detail regarding the state of meme coins right now and what that might mean for XRP in the future. If you missed it, I'll provide a link to the morning's video at the end of this one. I go into great detail and describe what's happening below the surface. That's why I believe it's such a crucial film that everyone should watch. Again, I'll provide a link to that at the conclusion of this video. However, it will be intriguing to observe what transpires with XRP. Is it possible for us to be separated? Can there be a slight upward movement back to the next resistance level, which is the 271.272 area? It will be intriguing to observe what transpires here. As you can see, the entire cryptocurrency market is only up 1.5% because Bitcoin is lagging somewhat behind the market as a whole. As a result, we'll see how things develop through Sunday before, closing the weekly candle. We always need to look at the contracts on the futures, don't we? Well, we'll see how that turns out in the end. This week, BlackRock acquired more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, increasing its total holdings to 64.43 billion. As the market continues to heat up, we may see an increasing number of inflows. Actually, it will be interesting to see if there will be any profit-taking or if companies like Goldman Sachs, which recently announced that it had doubled down on its cryptocurrency, will increase its stake in BlackRock iShare Bitcoin Trust by 28% to 30.8 million shares valued at $1.4 billion plus an additional 250 million FBTC shares in accordance with the SEC filing. Do we have any traders who, gained a lot of momentum from this pull-up? Perhaps approximately 35% of those who purchased the 77,000 that are up are profiting from the ETFs. On the other hand, do we have any institutions that are two things? Given that prices are rising and that the US government has been doing wonderful things for the cryptocurrency market, it might be a combination that appeals to them like honey. We have the saying al yasal, which means, one day honey, one day onion. Thus, it may seem like some honey trap on the part of the large banks' institutions, and they begin to pour into the cryptocurrency market as well. Naturally, if that occurs, the possibilities are endless. It's possible that billions and trillions of dollars will arrive. Well, but once more, we must exercise caution. There will always be others who say, hey, listen, now is the time to scale out, not in. Strong resistance is being tested, and the entire move might eventually be completely reversed if this is merely a correction of the January downturn. That is a possibility then, isn't it? And I always tell you the truth. There are many people out there, particularly YouTube influencers, who are becoming really happy because the market is slightly improving because, excitement attracts views and viewers. However, those who genuinely view my channel and my films are aware of my constant caution. I remain wary even when we appear to be doing well, and I see a lot of positive things. All right? I'll keep saying it, shall I? Additionally, some individuals may not even notice it, while others may remember it and, reconsider their actions before making a mistake. Not financial advice once more. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. I'm not suggesting that entering the market at this time is a bad idea. Going maybe bananas, insane, or, all your money in the world is what I'm saying. It seems a little early to me, but perhaps that's what you should do. And it's okay. Your circumstance is not the same as mine. Additionally, I may be able to do things that you cannot, and you may be able to do things that I cannot. All right? You must ultimately decide for yourself because it is your money. Okay? Donald Trump recently tweeted, "I'm happy to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire after a long night of talks mediated by the United States. Bravo to both nations for their excellent knowledge and use of common sense. I appreciate you taking the time to consider this. A community note has already been posted on this page stating that there is no ceasefire because Pakistan breached it a few hours after Trump's statement, dismissing his words and assurance. However, we are aware that occasionally, in the hours prior, there is a small amount of, that doesn't immediately have an impact. And then, we witness such things and some shenanigans occur. As we speak, you see that I'm merely referring to folks who over-leverage. That retraction was evident. This might have prevented you from being lost or liquidated. Thus, once more, you must exercise extreme caution when trading. These kinds of moves will always occur. All of a sudden, the market sold out. So, just be cautious when you're out there. All right? As you can see, the market abruptly turned around. Perhaps Trump will make an announcement during our conversation. Even though this is based on Trump's account, we still need to exercise caution because anything can happen in these markets. We are aware that circumstances can change suddenly. Thus, exercise extreme caution. And this whole thing with the Chinese is interesting, This cannot be made up. According to Reuters, the Chinese group participating in trade negotiations with the U.S. has been departing the location. Once more, anything that comes from Reuters should not be taken too seriously. It was uncertain whether they would come back. This led to conjecture about whether the delegate was taking a break, lunch, or calling off meetings. According to Reuters, the Chinese delegation has returned following a brief hiatus. The trade war has moved into the realm of reality television. When Reuters announces this, the algorithms are triggered, and they begin selling off or something occurs, and you have a sell-off like this. This can happen on Twitter or on their website. Once more, the market is still extremely vulnerable, so you need to exercise extreme caution when it comes to all of this fake news and other events. Again, this is not meant to frighten you, but rather to alert you to the possibility of setbacks. Sell-offs are a possibility, and all I want is to be the good guy on your shoulder, isn't that right? Similar to the angel perched on your shoulder. No, but I'm just telling us that things can change and that things can go back to normal. All right. In order to maintain my perspective and avoid seeing what other people are saying, I try not to watch other people's videos, especially those that are about cryptocurrency, although I'm very certain that other videos are really bullish at the moment. All right. Therefore, once more, if someone is claiming that XRP would touch 20 or do 1,000,000 times because to 123, I would avoid watching those videos since, in my opinion, they are risky. All right? So just be extremely cautious.